doesn't mean you have to give me that face.
Listen here, Lady in the Tramp.
Listen
You used to
here.
dance under
Oh
that.
God, I don't know why Sharky got so big.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Anyway, shall we?
Am I just going to be a giant hat for the entire screen today?
Who
Listen,
needs to see the game?
I control F on not the correct screen, okay? It happens to the best of us. Ladies and gentlethems,
If your hat inflation lasts longer than 4 hours,
if your hat
Immediate
inflation.
mental help and therapy.
Exactly. Well, it looks like we got a full cast, and congrats everyone for showing up. As our contract negotiations went, you get paid nothing. You get nothing, Charlie. You get nothing.
Damn.
Good day, sir.
I've been doing this for 2 years and I still get nothing.
You know what? That's actually a lie. I sent you things. I sent everybody things, I think.
That is
You're
true.
right, that is a lie.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
Henry
got
Rollins
paid
is
in
good
a really
anyway.
cool dice set.
Yeah, true. Those were really nice dice.
They're really nice dice.
I got
Speaking
paid in a
of
keyboard I don't
really...
have.
What?
I said I got paid in a 10 key I don't have.
Yeah, true. That happens. I'll get around to it when I have enough spoons. Speaking of enough spoons, our boy Oni Heart has lots of spoons for all that ice cream he be eating.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That has literally never stopped anyone before.
It definitely has me. I'm tired of shitting.
Here to explain the Bristol stool chart, it's Oni Heart.
Oh.
Bristol?
Like I had quite the weekend. I'm pretty drained of energy. I'm hoping I get my energy back, but my weekend has been fucking full of L's, man. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that's about it.
It's a good game. That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, I don't want to complain about my weekend. I'm just saying I had a really rough weekend. That's it.
It's all right. You're safe now.
You're safe with us.
Once invited me to play Snakes and Ladders, and I definitely... It was not what I thought it was. It's Lon.
Hey, I am Lon. I have just so much work to do this week, but at some point this week, I'm probably going to stream Like a Dragon Finite Poverty. I also am planning, so, cool thing, I am known by a developer, and they recognize me by name. So I am working with some other bunny VTubers, hopefully, to help promote their Kickstarter, and that is for Cinnabunny by Reiki Studios, and that Kickstarter goes live on the 20th, so
Nice.
check that out. Be a bunny, bake things.
Bunnies are so in right now.
Yes, we are.
Be a bunny, get baked. Got it.
Also a good plan.
I mean, it's about a bunny that bakes cookies. So it's pretty much just about Lon baking cookies for me. All the time.
Perfect.
Doesn't know how many parsecs are in a Kessel Run. It's shy.
I mean, I used to be kind of more into Star Wars and would have remembered that, but not so much lately. Hi. I am Shy. I supposedly stream and I supposedly play video games, such as Final Fantasy XIV, where I'm trying to do pretty much most everything I can on one character. I'm kind of stuck on a couple of things right now that take a long time. Relic weapons weren't really meant to be ground through in a couple of days. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to streaming for Stardew Valley for when update 1.6 comes out with all the new things. I also have been known to stream things like Battle Chef Brigade, which was all kinds of fun. I wish it was longer, but hey, we'll end up finding something new. And as usual, you can always catch me with Lon when she goes live, and we have a lot of fun. And she bakes me cookies. And
Take care, Lemmy. Get some
there's
rest.
nothing other. Pretty much just lets me run wild. Yeah.
I googled it. It's 20 parsecs.
There you go.
But yeah.
Sir, you can't park that here. Chris Rees, tell us, how far can the average Tesla travel into a building?
All the way, as it turns out. Had somebody that tested that the other week. It makes a loud noise too, like really, really loud. I'm Chris Rees, and by the time I start streaming again, I might actually have my shit together too.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
That's it. That's all I have.
The only person in Florida that may or may not have their shit together, it's Little Sharky.
Joke's on you. I never had it in the first place.
Hey, if you don't have it, that means that it's together. 0 out of 0 is 100%.
It's infinity, my dude.
Whatever.
Follow me for good maths. Anyway, hi, I'm Sharky. I'm older than time. I used to speedrun on Twitch. I'm still around sometimes, just not for a while. Let's have some fun.
True. That's why I don't run Final Fantasy 13, because I'm an idiot at math.
No, you don't run 13 because you like yourself and want to be happy with your life.
False.
Have you seen any of his streams?
I've been here
Where?
the whole time.
Where do you get the idea that he likes himself?
He doesn't
Hi.
play the games I do.
Okay, that's fair.
That's just because I'm not good at math. Alrighty.
Listen here, Calculon. Let's have some fun.
Once we left off, we were screaming very loudly. And
Like
I
that.
have.
Her justice. Oh, her justice.
Yeah?
Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles?
Trifle's delicious.
I love trifle.
Those are
Surely you
truffles.
haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright, was it?
Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
Hey, her forehead.
Forehead?
Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol, trained on the other. What would you do, Air Forehead?
Start filming and scream World Star? Well, I guess I would try to stop them? Probably be like, stop?
And you, Fräulein?
Me? Well, I'd probably scream.
And you, Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder?
Ugh. The victim turned his head at the last moment.
jogging my memory.
It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required.
A night in the park. 2. Electric Boogaloo.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease it at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
I see. So you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure.
Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would.
In 3D.
The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness.
A night in the park, 2.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action.
So you saw a raised pistol? Weren't you frightened?
He said we students of Ivy University know no fear.
Uh-huh.
The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot.
Huh?
You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind.
He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger.
Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
Uh-huh.
3 points, Usado.
Cease it at once, you two, I cried, with composure.
Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice?
They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed throughout the park.
And the victim responded to that clarion call.
The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon a cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Wait a second.
Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
You shut the fuck up, man.
Wait a second, you say. A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute?
This is why people don't like you.
That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds,
Mr. Justice,
Yes, Your Honor?
am I to understand that you are objecting to the length of a second?
Yeah, no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it.
a common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait! But you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints.
Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
I don't want to hear it.
Congrats on the sex. Oh, yeah.
I'm not also.
And let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein?
Eh?
What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo. I'm helpful.
Well, Mr. Justice.
Could the killer have been wearing gloves? No. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol.
Maybe, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of.
That sounds solid to me. Well, Forehead, any of your precious objections?
Like, Claver, you do know what your job is, right? Like, this is what you do for a living. What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work!
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say.
What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said?
Isn't what obvious?
When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Walkie drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Walkie threw away.
Well, you are right.
He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Strickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong.
Be said that I'm quite offended.
Good.
While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter in my own blood that was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, if the appellation poor will be prefixed to my name and...
What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Tag back in, Chrissy.
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol,
Then it had to be something else.
Oh, that's you.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
I will fucking murder you.
Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
Your badge.
Yeah.
Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night.
Great. A sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's fingerprints on it.
His prints.
This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. And two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves.
Indeed.
Oh, her forehead? You're forgetting two other things you've just proven.
I have not. Anyway, moving on. Next witness. Okay.
One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Waki-Kitaki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife, with the intent of harming the victim.
No, you can't prove that. That's fucking circumstantial, buddy.
Indeed.
Oh, never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here.
This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred.
These nuts.
With less assuming, please.
It's always the same with you people.
Oh, you people. Really, my guy?
Left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later, his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better.
Ahem, what this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
Prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that.
Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice?
I'd better find a way to take this testimony. I'd better find a way to take this testimony down quick. My man Stickler looks like he could suck a golf ball through a garden hose. AO.
He probably has.
Prevent the killer from leaving the scene.
It's been a long time since I heard a Full Metal Jacket reference.
Yeah, I know, I'm old. Ugh.
Whippersnapper.
Take your son from Silver.
Which way did the killer run?
It was clear that the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
You know, that's like a non-answer answer. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion.
Aktung! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
How did he know that's where I was going?
Or could I simply leave the scene in good conscience?
You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, or be a bunny. Nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor.
Oh, cool answer. Very cool.
Is it? So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks like she has something to say.
Well, I used my cell phone to call the police.
Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry.
Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness.
So you pooped yourself. Got it.
Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think that there would be few people around in the park.
So he just stood there? Watching? Not much to go on there. Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough at last, Herr Forehead?
Maybe it's time to back off a bit? Yeah, fuck it. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all.
It appears that there are no objections to witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped off the previous user's prints. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No. No!
It seems we've come to the end of the line here.
No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Trucy?
This might as well be happening.
Sharkman!
Nobody move! What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There will be no verdict in this court. Not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Katakis?
The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Error Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman.
Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it.
Wait! How'd he disappear so fast?
Well, I've been abducted. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo!
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. I don't know why I had to instruct you to do that. Just fucking do it.
Yeah. I hate it when I get abducted in the middle of a courtroom.
I hate when I courtroom.
June 16th, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2.
Trucy? Trucy?
You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show.
You're pretty good. Trucy? You're okay? I thought... no, you're still alive.
Don't cry, Apollo!
No, you're supposed to die. Those good for nothing gangsters. There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Wait, just calm down, Apollo! Or else...
What the fuck is that?
Surprised?
I'm honestly surprised you actually have hair under that hat. I would have figured you were bald and it was just a wig.
This is one of my best tricks! The amazing Mr. Hat!
You probably shouldn't do that. Probably shouldn't do that in front of the bailiffs. I'm pretty sure what you did was pretty illegal.
They're looking right at her.
You look marvelous, darling.
He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar.
Said maybe. Wait, that's the Wonder Wall. Yes, I'm a big hit.
Well, what do you think? Do you like it?
Trucy, there's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. Do that later.
Shut up, Baldy.
I have hair. You just saw it.
Not when I'm done with you.
It's you who's being threatened here.
What?
Remember what you said to Walkie's father yesterday?
No, I have retrograde amnesia. You know this.
You promised you'd save his son.
But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Make shit up?
It's always worked before. Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will.
Trucy, no more abductions. Okay?
I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling.
Psychic locks.
Oh, God. Please no.
It may not mean anything, but it's all we've got.
You can see what he's feeling? Ew.
Think back, Apollo.
I'd rather not.
I said think back. Think back to the
Did you say
times
you're
when...
up?
Mm-hmm.
No, you go ahead.
Would you say you're hooked on a feeling?
I'm high on believing. To the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times.
All the times there was a contradiction? Well, I think I remember them. Sure.
There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time, there was a contradiction. And each time, his voice actress was muted.
His hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction.
Well, that's true, but how does that help us?
Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand.
Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book.
How am I supposed to see that?
Well, I could see it.
Trucy kidnapped herself. It's been
How
awful.
else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker?
Also, I committed lots of murder in a Nuka World factory. What?
I always sat next to Daddy during his big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. We cheated.
Yeah, so you cheated?
Hell yeah.
You mean that's how Mr. Right won all those games?
It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything.
That goes against the spirit of competition.
Eating goes against the spirit of competition. We are very poor.
I'm lodging a formal protest with the FIA.
And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all. But not good enough to go undefeated for that long.
Great, so we cheated. What does this do for us? I don't fucking believe this.
You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth.
You know, it's really unnerving when you just fucking stare at me like that. Watch a testament proceed. Do you fucking hear yourself? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm gonna lose and you're nuts.
Not true! You're going to win and I'm nuts! Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo!
Mr. Wright said that?
You have the power!
Is she serious?
Time's up. Sorry, I couldn't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo.
What was that she said before the trial started? Mr. Wright's not here?
He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Is this what he meant by us being fine? Methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. However, questionably legal. Well, time to show this court how to fucking make up a story. Get ready for what passes as justice. Now that's what I call journalism. Yeehaw!
Hello?
You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. You drugged me, didn't you?
Yup. With some of that nice Colombian fingerprint dust.
Fuck.
I knew you could do it all along! Oh, one more thing.
Hmm?
Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can.
Mr. Hat.
Mr. Hat!
Literally Mr. Hat.
I just flew in from the coast and boy are my arms tired.
Right.
June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
Court is now back in session.
Right. We're fine. Thanks for asking. Anyway,
Ahem.
bless, Bubba.
I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice,
Because we were about to get a guilty verdict.
Oh, you mean me?
don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat?
Ah, right. Him. Don't worry about him. I settled that.
You settled that?
Yeah, gentleman never kisses and tells. It was an out-of-court settlement. Right.
Just like Yuzu.
Hey.
Womp womp.
Well, to be...
Perhaps.
Listen, what
Go
they
ahead.
were doing wasn't legal. They should have known better, but honestly, them settling as opposed to it going to court, setting precedent, and destroying pretty much the entirety of emulation as we know it is, I guess, the better option.
I agree.
Also, you know, when it comes to destroying people's lives, Nintendo has met their quota for this year, so hopefully everything's gonna be okay for them.
God, that's wishful thinking.
Don't buy software.
Perhaps Fraulein would have us believing it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it. Now you don't. Am I right?
I think he's on to me.
I wish he would stop being so... He's not cool. Apollo, get your gay ass out of here.
Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter.
You have fucking wrong voice acting cast for getting straight to anything.
Oh shit, that's me.
That's you.
What are your plans for our gifted witness?
Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination? Because I forgot to ask something.
There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request. However, this court will not permit stalling for time.
Understood, Your Honor.
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The most fiddling he's ever done in his life.
True.
From Shot to Call.
Not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Alright. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch his testimonies after all.
Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot.
Oh, that's the prostate.
Find his prostate.
Public?
Apollo?
Like right now?
Yes, Apollo. Do you want to win this case or not?
If only it were that easy.
I mean, he's probably pretty easy.
I mean, my ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Is this
Balance.
Is this metaphysical? Bless, Baba.
Hunger. Hunger is a sense.
What's this? My bracelet? What is going on?
You're tripping balls, my dude.
My bracelet feels different somehow.
I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony.
I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something.
It wants you to data drain him.
I have not taken enough hallucinogens for this.
Could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police.
It's. Can I present my bracelet? I cannot present my bracelet. Have a good one, Fantar. Okay, what if I press it?
Just pull out the pistol and shoot him.
So you called immediately after witnessing a murder?
The police entirely have a record of the call.
Gay
Why not check the
lawyer in the city.
Wait, Apollo! This has to be it!
Wait, you mean his habit?
Don't forget, Apollo! When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. I have to do all of these flashbacks because of your amnesia.
The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is a place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know.
No, what?
It's my bracelet. It's different. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness.
Your bracelet.
I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with Y button as it reacts to the testimony. It's a triangle, but whatever. What's going on? I can see the future.
It's kicking in now.
Hey, Oni, you ever take too many hallucinogens?
No?
Just enough hallucinogens?
No?
Oh. Fair. I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else.
Apollo.
Trucy? What's happening to me?
This is what I meant by focusing. The ayahuasca's kicking in.
Focusing.
In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does.
That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out.
Just look for Mr. Stickler's Twitch. His handle, habit. You remember it, right?
Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with the page of his book.
You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face like a dumb shit. You're also really tripping balls.
Yeah, you got me.
First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Strickler's hand.
His hand?
You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place.
I hope we don't have to do this every fucking trial. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Yeah, let me get them. Oh wait, shit, I'm still recording. Okay, there we go.
Perfect. Now you're really ready.
Ready? For what?
Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch.
Perceive?
Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit.
Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page?
That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with
Y button.
find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush.
Is that what the kids call it these days? Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter.
I'm a magician, thank you very much.
So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers.
Don't worry if you miss it. You can always try again.
Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice.
I use myself.
I am so high right now. I saw it just now. I can see it.
Mr. Justice, do you have something to say, or are you just going to sit there tripping balls for 30 minutes?
Judge, you gotta try this shit. It's so good.
I'll pick you up after trial, Judgy.
This banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know.
Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone?
Talk about. Leave me
I'm-
alone.
I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask?
Yo, get his
Yes.
digits. Get his digits.
Oh my god, no. He doesn't put out. Mr. Stickler,
How,
can you show me your phone?
how do you know?
Or,
Look, show me. You'll find out.
well, I can't. I don't have it, you see.
Why not?
You don't have it.
Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone?
Where did you get that?
A phone from yesterday.
Look, a cell phone from yesterday.
Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure.
Wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. You have a pink phone. It's pretty sus. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand right now?
Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this?
Well, this cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic parking garage.
The miraculous. Why, that's where the victim lived.
Oh,
My guy's trying to fucking cast a spell.
Mr. Stickler,
Just thought it was a money game.
you're a big fat liar, aren't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police?
it's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone.
A payphone, so you didn't call on your cell phone after all.
Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler?
Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here.
He's at a payphone trying to call home all of his change he spent on you.
Where has the time gone?
Maybe it's all wrong. Where are the plans we
Ends
made
for
for
two.
two?
That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie?
There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Fucking idiot. Because it was found in the victim's garage.
What are you saying?
Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all.
Gillis, that makes it sound like I stuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. It's why we're trying to kill him.
Are you just gonna admit to it now, or do I have to fuck around for 30 minutes?
Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night.
So this point of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true. I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Yeah, you want to bet?
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime.
Now's your chance, Apollo! Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime!
Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Of course I have evidence.
Oh, I like your swagger, Air Forehead. Hit it.
You keep that up, I'ma suck your dick off.
Whoa.
What?
The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say.
Listen, it's $20 to watch, $50 to join.
It's pretty expensive.
How much is it to leave?
60.
Priceless.
I'm just gonna go find a cash machine.
Hold on, let me hit it. Do you accept PayPal? The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is this whack-ass fucking mirror.
That's a side view mirror?
As it so happens, Dr. Maractus's car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder.
An accident?
An accident? It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside Little People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus's car hit a pedestrian.
What are you trying to say?
From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground, right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this is in that garage. It was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night.
This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Palmer Canas?
Yeah, fuck that pencil neck bitch.
Be happening? Prosecutor, say something!
I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know that face. That's the face of guilt.
Stickler's truth.
That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I went to drop my cell phone on my way back. When I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene.
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
As you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect.
What? It fucking hides under cars?
It is given to rolling. It is quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony.
His nervous habit must not be acting up, possibly because he's having a nervous breakdown. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time.
Right. No problem. I hope. Here comes justice.
Stickler's truth.
Luna, what are you doing?
That night, yes, I went to the supermarket.
What'd you get? So you went shopping? Which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place?
Well, yes, of course.
Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail.
Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
Oh, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me.
So you're just a cheap fuck?
Or a poor college student?
He
True.
broke.
Yeah, he broke. Go to Costco, bro. They'll hook it up.
Relatable. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree.
Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion?
Yeah, it's my religion.
Only if it's cookies. In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back.
Children! That was rude, Luna. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus Clinic?
Why, yes, that's correct.
That was a pretty suspicious pause just there.
Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder.
Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus Clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Tee-hee. Yet, what was I? I walked on, unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime.
Which entrance did you enter the park from?
Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic.
The same entrance our victim used.
Hey, Clavier, are you like... You trying to defend your witness? Or like, what's going on here, bud? Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance?
I have recollection of such a thing, no. Yeah, that though it might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day.
This part of the testimony is key. I know it. Well, you didn't see the noodle stand tracks. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand?
Quite well, yes. For a student
How's
of
it
the
going,
sciences,
Zelyard?
keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
You're full of shit.
Deep and insightful, my guy.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. Thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. How very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice,
What about that sign? Would it be important? Yeah, fuck yeah, because it doesn't say noodle. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. You know what's up, Zelyard? No worries. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious?
No, it's salty as shit.
I'll have to go and sample the wares one of these days.
Yeah, good luck.
No,
Enjoy
Judge, you'll get a heart attack.
hypertension.
I think that's worth adding to my testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand says, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the schools merely for a taste of our smart noodles.
I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself.
Well, I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle.
No, it didn't. And you're absolutely sure that the sign read noodle?
Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle.
I see.
Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes?
Well, let's take a look at our map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing... here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot, don't you think?
You think so?
Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at this stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner, Eldunes.
Conceivable. I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure. Positive.
I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. So the witness says, the sign said noodle. And what would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would read the way Mr. Stickler claims?
What?
Mr. Justice, show us this spot. I am incapable of understanding what backwards means.
Right there. The witness was standing here on the opposite side. Oh shit, busting that 3D graphic out. Let's go.
How do you know that?
So my brain's really big. When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads El Dunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand.
Oh, this side says Oodle.
Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. It's actually really fucking stupid to do it that way.
It really is.
Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court again. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south.
Yeah.
So what?
So what?
What does it matter if he saw this crap? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the other north or the south side?
The direction the victims turned?
It makes no difference at all.
He's right. Travel far enough to the south, and you will end up going north. Viewed on the global scale, directions are utterly without meaning.
Oh, it's going. Yeah, nah, I think I have this case pretty figured out. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change?
It changes everything, Apollo?
Trucy?
Remembers testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading.
Oh yeah, using that animation budget up.
Oh, yeah! The killer and the victim were facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look. And the killer fires his pistol.
Well, welcome to the stream, Ifrit.
That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right?
Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario.
Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to hit his left temple.
Ah.
In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible.
That's right.
Thanks.
So, now that we know Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning.
Indeed. You are absolutely correct, Fräulein.
What meaning?
The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head
is north.
North. Ah.
Ah.
But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing.
Correct. So, if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple
Who's Clavier?
was Mr. Stickler himself.
Order, order.
Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out.
Clarify one point for me if you would, Herr Forehead.
What now?
Are you truly accusing this college student of murder?
No, I am.
No, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as a real killer.
Please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. Oh, my friends say so.
You have friends?
How many people is that?
Everybody in my Final Fantasy XIV free company.
All two of them.
Are they your alt
Let's-
accounts?
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
What are you gonna do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? I don't think he's a murderer. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why. Now.
The word confession isn't in my dictionary.
Diction this, pants crab.
Herr Forehead.
Don't you fucking suck your teeth at me.
I'm afraid it all falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence.
Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than murder? Your reason? Court's all ears.
Yeah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? I sure do.
Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us the evidence that points to the witness's involvement in the crime.
I fucking regret this, but here we go. The evidence is this.
But is that woman's underwear?
Mine. Hey, those are mine!
to me like that!
It was Shy. That's fucked up.
Order! Order! Mr. Stickler, well, I can't say this comes as a shock.
Whoa.
Yes, I put the girl in serum, I swear it!
On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage.
Aha!
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his sick and disgusting crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of being a dirty little pervert.
Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. What about the other?
Order! Order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed.
Seems.
So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit the theft of this girl's undergarments?
Um, Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant. See?
Your point?
I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity?
Consent? Informed consent?
Lame.
Scientific
Okay.
method?
Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge is science than a mystery?
Come on! You're talking about a girl's panties here.
No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is acceptable.
Listen, just
What?
because you're a fucking turbo virgin doesn't mean you can steal girls' underwear, dude.
Never seen what's inside one. And that, my friends, is when it comes to mysteries, those panties of the promised land. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Holy fuck, dude.
Oh man, you need to go to prison for a long time, Stickler.
From the moment I first laid eyes upon them, I was compelled to investigate. For science!
Yikes.
A full-sized car tire was only the first mystery these panties revealed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A tire?
Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. You
yeah,
couldn't
I
have just
do that.
asked? Oh, my fucking God.
You do that.
But that's not all. First there was a tire, and then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic.
I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. He loves watching my panties.
You couldn't have told us.
Hey, Lom,
Yeah?
I need you to pronounce that as Wundar from here on out.
Wunderbar. Oh, hey, that makes more sense. At the Wunderbar.
Can I just leave now?
He's talking about my magic panties trick.
You are smiling way too much for this. You know what you're doing.
I don't understand.
You used to be subtle. You just don't even fucking care anymore. You don't care anymore.
A broom from a pair of panties, it mocks the very laws of physics.
A broom? And a frozen Trucy? What the fuck?
Oh, you think I got that noodle cart into the courtroom, motherfucker?
Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick?
You say panties, but they are so much more than that.
You are not helping either.
For me, they are an object of serious study.
I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you?
Why are you smiling like that?
I am sorry, but I did it for science.
Yeah.
Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I would take them. Maybe this would be the pair to look at. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night I will seize the truth that lies within those panties. It was I, for once again that lacy heart pattern of truth slipped through my...
This still leaves one thing unexplained.
Just one?
Just one?
Ah, you refer to our witnesses. Wait, crap. The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north.
Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? And I'm not interested in any of his other lies, to be quite frank.
Be my guest, Forehead.
Me?
Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about its location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a...
Yes, there was another pair of panties.
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you?
Yes, I have more evidence. It's more underwear. The evidence that shows why he lied is another pair of panties.
What? More panties? I thought I told you I didn't want to hear anymore about that.
Your Honor, I am... Just fucking hear me out.
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket for her, Forehead?
Fucking more than you have. Fucking plastic ass looking, bronze ass looking motherfucker. Yeah. One sec. Youth. Hell yeah. Look. These are the last pair, I promise, and I swear to God, if there's another one, I'm just fucking killing myself. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, and our very, very curious friend's chilling admission to stealing panties, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness was standing.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Failure a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So these panties are your handiwork as well?
That night I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt?
I want you to go to jail for a very long time with a very, very big cellmate named Bubba.
I hid in the garage for a short while, then abandoning the panties I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion.
Oh yeah, that's where I steal most of my panties from too.
A giant pair of panties.
Now, that's kind of insensitive. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob.
I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder.
The murder of Dr. Maractus.
I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me?
That's when you disposed of the bloomers?
Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be burned.
A fascinating, if disturbing, tale.
Is it? I need to shower.
I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss the witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin.
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution.
Yeah, baby.
No problem.
Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court adjourned.
That was painful.
June 16th, 2:23 p.m. Write Anything Agency.
That was a fucking disaster. I need a beer.
Really? I had fun!
Was it because you just got to shout, "My panties!" for 40 minutes straight?
I also got to abduct myself.
You're a whole ball of daddy issues, aren't you?
And Walkie made it through the day too.
Everyone was too obsessed with panties to bother with the real case.
It was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. You should come, Polly.
No.
The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance.
Hi, folks. I'll be here all week.
I'm gonna have to turn Sharky's hat into Mr. Hat next week.
Yes.
That's about enough of him.
Hello?
Goodbye.
Ah, Miss Tiala.
Is it me you're looking for? Thank you for today. The trial went well.
Oh, right, yeah. No problem.
Do you think Waki will be okay?
Yeah, he's fucked. Well, he's not guilty. Yet.
Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month.
You just wait 3 years. Some of us had to do that. You'll be alright. Oh, congratulations! A way to put the pressure on a guy.
Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
You know what? You can. You can tell me next week. Good job, everybody.
I was
Alright.
proud of myself. Resting my vocal cords for an hour really helped at that last bit.
So, who's, irreversibly psychologically damaged from that?
We had fun.
Only the people paying attention.
I was barely conscious the whole time.
Yeah, I just kind of, like, blacked it out.
I have a migraine.
I need to go bathe in, like, a mix of bleach, betadine, and fucking
Oatmeal.
battery acid.
Use oatmeal instead. You need something basic in there.
I
Why
am
does
basic.
it? Why? You beat me to it.
Just a reminder that I am not liable for any psychic damage that happens on this stream.
Says the guy breaking everyone's psychic locks.
Yes, like Alakazam, the movie with Shaquille O'Neal in it.
That was Kazam.
No, that was Shazam.
I think that was Steel.
Listen, don't be fucking out here talking about the Berenstain Bears, okay?
I remember those books.
Not by that name, you don't.
Anyway, who else remembers when Nelson Mandela died in prison?
I don't think that happened.
Nelson Mandela, yeah, he Sharky,
Yes.
do I need to explain the Mandela effect to you?
No. Do I need to explain gaslighting to you?
No, he's quite proficient.
Yeah, nah. Listen, the year is 2024. Girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight.
The year is 2024 and the Philadelphia Eagles have not won a Super Bowl in 40 years.
Nah, they won in 2017.
No, that didn't actually happen.
It definitely did. I almost hit someone driving home because they were in the middle of the fucking 4-lane road shooting off Roman candles into oncoming traffic.
Tom Brady won his 8th Super Bowl ring because of that. I mean, seriously, the Eagles haven't won in a few decades. You should know this. You're from Philly.
I am from Philly. Jason Kelsey retired. I listened to the entirety of his 40-minute interview.
Yeah, and it's really sad he never got a ring. He's such a great player.
Listen, at least some of us remember almost his goddamn entire career. Anyway.
I know, and that Super Bowl loss was just so sad. Anyway, let's talk about gaslighting.
Professional gaslighter extraordinaire. It's Lon. Or is that gas harvester? I don't remember. You do the space thing. It's one of those two.
I also gatekeep and girl boss on occasion. Hi,
True.
I'm Lon. I will probably play a game this week. It'll probably be Yakuza, but not the Yakuza you're hype about. It's still a very good Yakuza. It's just not the one that you think I'm playing. Yeah, come on by, check out my panties or whatever.
Nani?
And be good to each other.
I was gonna say that sounds like false advertising.
Nah, this is
Have
Twitch.
you seen my Twitter? There's plenty of my panties around.
I make a habit not to go on Zitter.
Post more to Blue Sky.
I am trying to.
Speaking of trying, somehow has the patience of a saint and shows up here on time every Monday. It's Oni Heart.
I have been given accolades for my incredible level of patience, but yeah, I'm tired. Tomorrow, if I'm actually able to stream and I'm not running around doing all these errands and crap, I'll be streaming Persona 3 again, finally, with maybe a side of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
There are too many goddamn long RPGs out right now, and I hate it.
Yeah, I gotta make a dent in all of them before Friday because Unicorn Overlord comes out. Oh my god.
Yeah, fucking, I haven't even looked at it, unfortunately. I'll get around to it. I know it's good. It's vanillaware. It's Gambit based. Like, I know it'll be great. I can't fucking get to it. I just can't.
And aside from that, yeah, that's it.
Hey, go check out Oni. He draws big fat titties.
Oh yeah, I did finish that muscular Noe
I'm
art
proud of you.
that I can't really describe because it is, off-brand.
For Gazongas be hanging out, fucking, she taking back shots.
She's taking something, I'll say that much.
True. Holla, holla. Adala make you holla. Will not disagree with me that challah bread makes for the best French toast. It's Shy.
True. I mean, we definitely have to try that someday. But yeah, hi, I am Shy. I am trying to find some time to schedule a stream and working on a few things. But yeah, definitely going to get something up around the time Stardew Valley 1.6 comes out. Maybe do some Final Fantasy. Maybe pull something completely random, like a rabbit out of a hat.
Me?
Better than panties, I guess, right?
Pull a rabbit out of your pants. Nope, that is definitely... That works on so many levels for me.
That is a carrot.
But yeah, definitely, we're going to be doing a lot of things, so definitely stop on by.
The only person actually fucking old enough to have experienced the Mandela effect firsthand, Little Sharky.
Back in my day, we wore an onion on our belt, as was the popular fashion at the time. Well, after 10,000 years, I'm free. Here to tell you to, tell your loved ones just how you feel. Just do all the normal sweet stuff that you should do. Don't wait for next week. It might not be here. Tomorrow's not promised, so on and so forth. I'm going to go die of old age in about 4 minutes, so I got to get as many cliches as I can. Anyway, I'm Sharky. I'm old. I play video games. I voice act. This is the only place you've seen me for the last year. If you want to follow me, I'm on Blue Sky and pretty much nowhere else. Y'all have a wonderful day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Last but not least, this bendy bitch be crumbling to dust if they weren't so hydrated. It's Chris Rees.
Hi, I'm Chris Rees. I lead the creative group Blitz and Final Fantasy 14, and I also do RPG long plays theoretically.
Theoretically?
Dude, worse when fucking kicking my ass. I am about to tell him to fuck off.
Mood. Very, very mood. Well, I'm gonna do my thing. And do it like
Do your thing. Do your
this. The best part is... they can't hear me. All right, friendos. The best part is they can't hear me, and I love it. Anyway, friendos, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I truly, truly appreciate it. Hope you had a tremendous day. Tomorrow, we are off, so go find something else to do. Go touch some grass. Go cook a meal. Go, I don't know, do your taxes. If you want to hang out with us, though, feel free to join us in the Discord. It is a lovely place to be. It is quite comfortable and quite amusing, at least. If you want to catch up with what we have going on, but, can't make the stream or whatever have you, would highly recommend checking out the YouTube. Tea drinkers, check out the blends we put together with our friends over at Adagio. Proceeds benefiting the Trevor Project. If you are in the market for some really, really cool and cute crochets or one-of-a-kind bone jewelry, check out my wife, Setsi. She's super freaking talented, and to be honest, fucking shit's real cool. Last but not least, you want to support the stream that little bit extra, you want to be a real one, I would recommend checking out and throwing wish list. Definitely helps out the stream, keeping us, keeping us going. But for me, I am going to call it a night. We're going to find someone to raid, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Friday morning.
What happened?
In a second.
Yeah, give him a second. All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else to say to the chat?
Don't play
Same
Omega
bad
Strikers?
time.
Yeah, go play
Play
Omega
Bad
Strikers.
time, same bad channel.
Get Unicorn Overlord.
Get Unicorn
And check out
Overlord.
Cinnabunny for your cozy bunny baking needs.
Crab Treasure.
Crab treasure.
You're eating cookies.
All right, what is? I
That
got.
reminds me, doesn't Kyo still owe me some cookies from the time he made them?
Yes.
In the immortal words of Ludacris.
Ow.
In the immortal words of Ludacris, go blow it out your ass. Nah, I can I'll fucking make more cookies. Okay, do we want Dungeons and Dragons? Fucking Penny's Big Breakaway? Or Monster Hunter Stories 2?
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monsty. Let's go, Monsty.
Okay, we're gonna go raid Error Cody. They are a fellow Monster Hunter enthusiast. it really helps if I spell it.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they are pretty neato. Would highly recommend checking them out. Me, I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.